Dear students, actually we have finished our discussion on module 3 in industrial engineering. Today we are starting our discussion in module 4. Okay, so basically module 4 is a very simple module and very small module. Actually it's a pure theoretical module, something related to human relations engineering or human resource engineering. Some of you are already studied as a elective in your fifth semester. Very simple module, very easy to study, and also a very small module. And this is the syllabus part. Actually, the only few terms are there. Industrial relation is one of the term you have to be discussed there. What is industrial relation and the working conditions? Another important term is fatigue, and what are the methods to eliminate fatigue? Third term can be communication. Or fourth term can be industrial safety, protective devices, and other causes of disputes, etc. So basically, in this session, we are trying to explain the first part. So actually, I'm not using PowerPoint presentation for this module. Basically, I already shared this note to you in our Google Classroom. This actually this note is also a short one. You can easily use. That's why I tried to explain this module by using the note I already shared to you. Okay, in this session, we will discuss about the first part, industrial relations. I just want to go through the session very quickly. So, industrial relation is one of the key term we need to know. As we know that two terms are the industry as well as relation. What is industry? Any productive activity in which an individual or a group of individuals are engaged. There are many industries are there as we studied before. We have manufacturing industry, we have service industry, many types are there. So whatever the industry is, it may be the relationship also is very important. Actually, the relations mean relationship that exists between the different employees in a industry or between employee and employer in a industry. So what is the need of industry and relation? Actually, industrial relation can be established and foster sound relation between workers and management. So for safeguarding the interest of industry, we need a good relation between the workers and management. And also, if there is a good industrial relations only, we can avoid the conflicts, strikes, etc. Industrial relations also provide the workers' participation in decision making. Of course, if you have a good industrial relation, it's increase the productivity. And also, if we have a good relation between the workers and management, it's also help us to avoid the involvement of government and other parties which is outside. So and that's the first part. What is industrial relations? So one term is connected to industrial relations, industrial psychology. If you want, I said industrial relations, the key term is the relationship or relation. If you want to have a good relationship or a healthy relationship, we need to know what is industrial psychology. What is psychology of human beings? Actually, that's we some of you have studied in human relations engineering. How the characteristics, how personal attributes of each individual is making an impact on the industry. So basically, industrial psychology is a branch in psychology that's concerned with efficient management of industrial labor force. Actually, why psychology is connected with industry through the proper adoption of this branch, we try to increase the productivity of the industry. So actually we are trying to look the behavior of the workplace. Basically, what is the involvement of the participation and communication between each industry. So basically we know that what is the importance of industrial psychology. One key word to be we need to remember that today's medical field and all experts are there that all behavior is not only a physical expression, it also have some biological sides are there. Initially, a very simple example is nowadays we all are hearing the term depression. Initially depression is not an issue. Nowadays we know that depression is an issue that will be treated properly. So that similar similar manner, in every behavior of human beings has some biological side. So that should be properly taken care of. So through if we know the attribute of employees, we can improve the human relations. We can expect the differences in individuals, accept the difference in interest, accept the difference in culture. In industry, many people are working. Each individual is different. For accepting them as a whole, we need to know who they are. That is the industrial need of importance of industrial psychology. So industrial psychology also help us for the industry or a management for many purpose. One thing can be selection or recruitment of employee. Second thing can be personal development. Personal development can be for the beneficial of the employee or those who already recruited, how they are developing, and also human engineering. So that's the first part of this module. What is industrial relations and how the characteristics of each individual is affecting the industrial relations. Another keyword we need to discuss in this module is fatigue. What is fatigue? We all heard about the fatigue. So actually, we are hearing the term fatigue in not a human fatigue, in fatigue of elements, the fatigue of workplaces. We are already studying in many other subjects too. The fatigue is also a term which affecting the human behavior. Also, it's also affecting the human persons also. If you need to give a definition for fatigue, the decrease in efficiency of working due to long working periods or whatever it may be. So basically, it's a decreasing in efficiency. If a worker having a fatigue, it decreases its efficiency. It's reduce the ability to work. It's reduce the ability of worker to doing the repeated job. So an industrial engineer who wish to increase productivity should always will study about fatigue. Basically, what are the reasons for fatigue and how the fatigue is affecting industry. Fatigue of a worker will leads many consequences in industry. It reduces the efficiency, productivity. Um, it's also it's not only affect the productivity of the industry, it's also affecting the person. If a person is working in a fatty condition, it's affect the his tissues, his mental tissues or brain tissues, also affecting his body. And also it's also reducing the capacity of his worker. And also if a person is working through fatigue, it's also affecting the interest or the love to do certain works. So it's also shows affecting the total productivity of the industry. So what are the major reasons for fatigue? There are many reasons can be. We can classify into some of the terms. What are the reasons? What are the factors which cause fatigue to employees in industry? The first thing can be long working hours. If an employer, a worker is working in a longer working hours, surely it affects his productivity. Rest is another important factor. Every human being need a rest rest between the workers, proper rest, proper time divisions that also affect the fatigue factor. Temperature, illumination, noise, these all are environmental factors which affecting the industry. If a worker in a working in a environment which is too hot or too cold, surely it affects his mental and physical characteristics. Illumination, if a employee is working in a industry for a repetitive job, illumination is very important, lighting is very important, because he need concentration for a longer time to do same job, maybe precise job. Illumination can be affected his eye, brain, etc. Noise, unhealthy conditions like improper ventilation, smell, less medical facility, excessive humidity, emotional stress and strain due to the bad influence of the worker, maybe the pressurized situation from the employee or the top management. Both the physical, environmental as well as mental conditions of an employee leads to fatigue. So causes can be generally divided into can be three: the physical stress you have, mental stress you have, or the maybe the stress or the from the top management or employee. Reasons can be different. So these factors should be avoided to reduce the fatigue. So because of this reason, what all fatigue we can expect. Generally, the fatigue can be four. The first can be physical fatigue. Of course, the fatigue is a fatigue of an